Hey, how you guys doing? Robbie Fazzo's back. Good to see you guys. Hope you guys are having a good day. Miss you guys. Love you guys. Hope you guys are doing well. And now let's take a look at the Xbox original Xbox versus the PlayStation 2. So let's see who's better. Alright, step number one. The design goes first. Now the original Xbox is I believe is a square design with an X logo in the middle with some tempered glass in the middle with the X logo with some aluminum markings right there. As you can see right there, there's glass, some rubber on it, some material, and it has an Xbox logo right here like engraved in it. That's a little pushed out. And it has the power on button, and inject button, inject in and out disc, and it has 4 slots for controllers. So the controller, we'll talk about the controller later. Let's talk about the body design. Now this console looks like a VCR player from the 1990s. That's what it looks like, except it's a little bit bigger and fatter, so it looks a little big. Now the PlayStation 2 is a rectangle design with the 2 controller port, a US memory card port, and a drop top, disc tray top thing at the top. Now this is a slim model. The PlayStation, fat PS2 has a hard drive built in, so you can put a hard drive in to save in your games and make it a PC. And it has an online modem where you can connect to the internet and play online games. This one has that too, but you have to do something modification with it to get it working. But the PS2 Slim is cut down in budget, so it doesn't look as good as the fat one, but it's more slimmer and lighter. But anyway, the PlayStation 2 with this sleek, sexy rectangle design and engraved the PlayStation 2 logo right there with this kind of angles of the way it looks and side by side of the 3D rectangle design. It looks good. But the Xbox looks good too, but it looks a little nastier compared to the PlayStation 2. So the PlayStation 2 wins in design. Now let's talk about the controller. No, we're not going to be talking about this controller because this is a off-brand wireless controller. So we're going to be talking about the Duke and the DualShock 2. So the DualShock 2 and the Duke S controller. This is just a re-release controller of the Duke controller that was so big and large. Alright, so anyway, the feel of this controller is not that good. So the feel of the controller is not that good. It is not that good. I mean, I played it. I played a few games on it, and it doesn't feel good. The buttons are misplaced. It feels just wonky and clanky. It doesn't feel good. The PlayStation 2 is everything is well balanced. The analog, the D-pad, the pressure sensitive buttons right here, and push you in the game more. So the controller goes to the PlayStation 2. Now let's talk about games. Now games. Alright, let's talk about games. So games on the PlayStation 2 is really good, actually robust. It gives us modern games to what we have today, like Shadow of the Colossus, Kingdom Hearts, Resident Evil, Revolutionary 4 with that one, Grand Theft Auto Trilogy, Sly Cooper, Metal Gear Solid, Final Fantasy, ATV, God of War. I know there's more. Uh, there's more Resident Evil, stuff like this, and Ico, stuff like that. The games on the PlayStation 2 are phenomenal. The Xbox has revolutionized first-person shooter gaming, especially games like with it on Halo 2 and Halo 1, and so a couple other games like San Andreas, Brute Force, you name it. What else is there? Um, Spider-Man 2. There's more on there. Jade Empire. These classic games on the console. Now, the PlayStation 2, I would say wins automatically because of the game selection on the PlayStation 2 wins. But this console badware right here popularized FPS games and online games. Alright, now let's talk about the online experience. So PlayStation 2 has 3 league win. As for the Xbox, it has no win. Alright. So now let's talk about the online experience. Alright, so the PlayStation 2 online experience runs in a faster, slower rate than the Xbox One, original Xbox. So the PlayStation 2 game selection of online games is not that very fast. The original Xbox is very fast, so I must say that the Xbox Live feature on this console for Xbox Live and online gameplay takes the cake. Xbox wins. So that's one win for Xbox. Now let's talk about hardware. The PlayStation 2 is running on 300 megahertz CPU and GPU, clocked at 1.2 gigahertz or megahertz, and I believe it's a couple of megabyte of RAM, GDR something. I don't quite remember the specs, but it's really low actually. It's lower than my PlayStation 4 or Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3 or my laptop or my desktop or my iPad Pro. But anyway, it's slower technology. But anyway, it used to be a supercomputer back in the day, but the PlayStation 2 is not that strong. Now the original Xbox, this thing is beefy. This has a hard drive built in, 8 gigabyte of free space. You can upgrade it if you want and take it apart. I think you can put a 500 gigabyte hard drive in here, and you can what else can you do? And you can customize the thing, customize the look of the console as well. Make it all futuristic looking as well. And the hardware on this Xbox used to be a supercomputer back in the day. Usually it can rival a NASA supercomputer back in the day, but now it's outdated. So I'll give the win for the original Xbox for the win. So the win goes to the original Xbox for the win, because the hardware is a lot more powerful and it's more stronger. The games runs at native 1080i, actually not native 1080i but upscaling. It's really hard to run games at native 1080i and upscaling on the PlayStation 2, but it usually goes up to 480p or 360p on the PlayStation 2. Now, games on the original Xbox are easier to make and more easy focus to make, so the games will look better on the original Xbox by far. So the hardware goes up to the original Xbox, so 2 to 3. Now let's talk about final and here. Let's talk about talk about these two consoles. Performance. Now performance on the PlayStation 2 is really good, but the original Xbox wins it. So that's 3 to 3 right now. Original 3 to 3. Now finally, let's talk about the overall quality. PlayStation, the original Xbox is a really good machine. It's a really good machine, I must say. It's one of the best gaming consoles ever. But looking at the PlayStation 2 with all its games and all its features, and easily a cheap DVD player, you just can't beat that. And this console will forever live in my heart as one of the best, if not the best. So the PlayStation 2 wins 4-3. So the original Xbox came close to beating the original PlayStation 2. I mean, a PlayStation 2, but the PlayStation 2 came out on top. It's just a simple, better console. Just a better console overall. The PlayStation 2 wins. It's better. It's better. By miles. You just can't beat the PlayStation 2. It's in the top 10 best game consoles of all time. As for the original Xbox, it's still one of the most popular, most powerful debut consoles and one of the most powerful consoles out there in the whole world ever produced of the human race. And that's about it. So, the PlayStation 2 wins. My best buddy PlayStation 2 wins. But the original Xbox isn't bad. Alright, Robbie Fossil signing out. Love you guys. Bye.